I don't blame Muslims for this, right? Islam is a virus, yeah? It's a virus. That's what Islam is, right? It's a virus. And I don't blame Muslims who don't know this, what I'm about to tell you. Do you know what I mean? Loads of information on there about Muhammad, the creator and founder of Islam, you know, the inventor, because that's what he was. Basically invented it. You know what I mean? Might have invented himself to be something. He already had money, filthy rich money and power. But anyway, listen, I don't blame Muslims for this, right? Because it's from the time of Muhammad, when he was beheading people who won't bow down to him, filthy rich merchant, slave trader, you name it, he was it, yeah? Paedophile, rapist, the lot, right, okay? Murderer, everything, dictator, tyrant, that's what he was. And back then, in them days, right, people told their kids, right, oh man, whatever you do, bow down to him, don't say anything bad about Muhammad, you got to believe in him, stuff like that to him. And they were putting that in the kids, that fear that they was feeling for the safety of their children, they're putting that in them. So I'm saying, they're putting that in them. It's a fucking virus, right? It's a fear. It's a fear. And if you have a look at it, it really is like a fucking virus. What it is, because what they do is they come in, they cloak themselves in modericity, right? You know, being the moderate, right? And they all do this through fear and everything, right? They feel that they have got to do this, otherwise they're going to go to hell. When the opposite of that is true. By doing it, they're going to hell. But anyway, listen, that's what they are. They're a virus. Okay, they've got a virus in them, right, of fear and darkness, come all the way back from the time of Muhammad, the creator and the founder, the inventor of Islam, right? Islam, the wolf in sheep's clothing that went full on naked in 9/11, and that's basically it, right? That's where they got it from. All the way back there, people are then telling their kids, whatever you do this, do that. Do you know what I mean? Don't ever speak out against Muhammad, because they're seeing people get beheaded by him and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And then their women and everything got enslaved by him, and sex slaves by him and his followers. That's what they did. Do you know what I'm saying? So so they told their kids to bow down to that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Anybody who didn't, they seen what happened to the people who didn't bow down to him, right? Because they got beheaded and shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Relatives killed and everything. Do you know what I mean? And I don't blame people trying to look after their kids by telling them that shit instead of that fear in them. But the sad part of it is it's carried on and carried on and carried on. Now they're coming to the Western world believing and putting on a moderate thing, right? But they are a cloak. That's what a virus is. It cloaks itself as other genes and shit. And what happens then is, right, me personally, I'm an antibody, do you know what I'm saying? Against viruses. Do you know what I mean? Gangsterism, terrorism, liesism, all that shit. Bullshit and everything. And the extreme liberal leftists will put labels on you and shit about if you speak out the truth about Islam and stuff, right? And you got to tell them, I'm having to go at Muslims here. If they don't know the truth, they've not heard this, what I'm telling you now, right? And they don't, and everything, they've not heard it, they're not to blame. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? But the ones who know the truth and they know the difference between right and wrong, they know the difference between Muhammad and Jesus, right? When they know that, when they see it and they know it, then they are to blame then if they pass that shit on, pass that disease on. Disease of fear, lies and manipulation and terror, all the way back to the time of Muhammad, what he injected in everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, that's what he did, right? He called Jesus a mere prophet and called himself the last prophet, right? Basically saying that he was the most important prophet and that Jesus, God manifested in the physical, by the way, Jesus, right? That he was telling them, that's why he was the Antichrist, that's why he is and was the Antichrist. Because he turned people away from Jesus, from accepting Jesus and seeing Jesus who he truly was and is. Eternally forever is, was, and forever will be. Jesus, God manifested in the physical. His pure life, his purest, truest life lived, shows that. Whereas Muhammad, his life is easy to see. Like I say, he's the Antichrist. He's slyly, subtly, like the snake that he was and is, right? Slyly turned people away from Jesus, slyly. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, he's a prophet, but I'm the last prophet. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what he did. He was Satan manifesting the physical. Jesus was God manifest. God was Jesus manifesting the physical. Right? I didn't need to go to church to know that, by the way. Found that out in solitary confinement on my own, coming off a load of shit, accepting responsibility for the shit I did in my life and that, for the position I was in, right? And crying out, well, just came out of me, pure life essence within me, cried out, Jesus help me. Boom. And his Holy Spirit came into me and showed me a lot of things. And that started me off. That was back in 1996. November 1996, Lincoln Prison. Smashed myself, chased some prison officers out here. Then they took me down the block, and that was that. Anyway, listen, and that's the start of it. That was the start of the process. then all the other stuff just clicks into place. Go and watch my vids, read me info of them. But like I say, I don't blame Muslims who don't know what I've just told you. Okay, right? They're not to blame, because they like I say, all the way back to Muhammad, right? Who's also the Pied Piper, by the way. He is basically the Pied Piper as well as the Antichrist, because anybody who looks at his life sees the fact that he was a paedophile and a rapist, child rapist, and a murderer and a tyrant, a dictator, filthy rich merchant, slave trader. When they look at the historically documented facts in his autobiography, the Quran, right? He is the inventor of all that shit, right? That disease, right? He, right? When they know and see what he is and see what he is and accept what he was and is, right? Like and that he is the Pied Piper. If they carry on following that depraved tune and that depraved, disgusting God, hypocrite, pure life essence, God, hypocrite, contradiction, life example, the evil life example he was and is, right? And like I say, he's the Pied Piper in that way as well. Because when people truly know the truth about him and they still choose to follow him and promote that shit and inject that disease, that fear and darkness and lies, manipulation, terror, disease into other people, right? Then that's it, they get to L2, do you know what I'm saying? That's where Muhammad is wrapped in chains onto the karma of his disease life. It's completely played out. It'll take fucking, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm trying to speed it up. I'm trying to guide you away from that shit, Mr. Person who calls yourself Muslim and stuff. Okay, that's what I'm doing, yeah? I don't mind speaking truth, tough love to you and telling you straight about this. Right? I will do that. I put my life on the line for somebody who is going to walk up the edge of a fucking cliff, boom. Do you know what I'm saying? I will shout at that blind person, lost in darkness and lies and manipulation and terror and fear. I will shout at you, tough love. I will do it. I'll speak that tough love out there, right? I ain't going to physically attack you, right? I'm just speaking it verbally, giving you the tough love, straight, truth, deepest truth. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas these extreme liberal lefties, what they will do is like, they'll attack me, right? Because they don't even really realise it either, but they don't really realise it. But what it is, they themselves have submitted to the fear and the disease of Islam, of what it is, right? They've submitted to it, and what it is then is like they're lost in the darkness and the cloakness of the extreme liberal lefties are. They're lost in that cloak thing. The virus has overcome them, and then what they do then is they attack the antibody. I'm an antibody, man. Do you know what I'm saying? There's others like me, obviously. You know what I mean? And Jesus warned you in advance, you will know them by their fruits. And we can see the fruits of Islam coming since 9/11, everything. Do you know what I'm saying? The zillion other atrocities they reported in the mainstream media. 9/11, 7/7, you name it. Right? But anyway, like I say, right? That's what the extreme lefties do. That's why they invent things like Islamophobia and all that shit. And the reality is, if you're not Islamophobic, there's something wrong with you. If you know about Islam, the truth of it, the truth of Muhammad, right? In it for material, lust, ego, power, profit. That's the only profit he was about. When they know the truth about that, and if they still choose to follow that and distribute that and protect it like the extreme lefties are, then they'll face the same karma as that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because what it is, they've got the virus in them. They've got it in them. They're cloaked. Nah, the virus. That's how viruses work, by the way. Go and read up on viruses. It tells you exactly how to do it. Very slightly come in, cloak themselves to look like the other genes and stuff, right? And then what they do, they grow stronger, multiply, and start taking over the body. Antibodies then start they go after it. They go after the virus. That's what happens. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's basically it. What I've done. I'll give you the tough love. The extreme liberal lefties are too scared of you to give you that, because they ain't real. Deep down, they ain't real. They don't really love you. If they really loved you, they'd tell you the fucking truth, man. They'd give you the tough love. They'd know the tough love. They don't know shit. They ain't been all the way to pure reality, infinite, eternal love, light fusion like I have, which I made it back in the year 2000, by the way. Right? After a long time of purification, eventually I got there. Right? Okay? That's what happened. And I come back with the truth to tell you. Because this time was coming, God knew it, and put people in place as well. Do you know what I'm saying? I will put a video on here about the first Pakistani Muslim world boxing champion. Right? Who I loved as a brother. I still love him until now. But he still fucked me over. And I'll put the video on here and I'll show you how it put in place. I knocked him out in advance of him showing his true colours to me. Okay? So anyway, like, there, I hope you've listened anyway. If a person who calls yourself Muslim or whatever, I promise my girl that I won't keep doing these vids for you, but I always keep coming up with different angles to tell you the truth, because that's the nature of the truth. When you access real truth, you get more and more, you access it. When more and more lies and manipulation and darkness and terror attack me, the more and more truth I access about them, about you who's doing it, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, unlike the extreme liberal lefties, right? I love you, and I give you tough love when you need it, like I would give to any brother or sister, daughter, father, mother of mine, or friend. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I do, and that's what I'm doing with you now. And also, one more thing. Oh yeah, by the way, watch a film called Crash. Right, not the sexually perverted film called Crash from back in the 90s. I'm talking about the 2006 film called Crash. Matt Dillon's in it, right? Watch this film. If you want to know about me, where I'm at, right? And you want to know where these extreme liberal lefties are at, really? Mr. Person who calls yourself Muslim, right? If you want to know the truth of them and me, well, go and watch that film Crash, right? And then keep watching it and see what happens. As it's revealed in the film who's who. Him and his ride-along partner in a police car, his partner in a police car, you know, his co-officer in the police car, you will see, right, that he is the extreme liberal left there, and you'll see that Matt Dillon, right, is the so-called, you know, like bad guy and shit, right? But you will see the truth of them come out, who puts their life on the line and who fucking kills. Watch the film and you get shown it. So I'm saying the truth of it, the truth of extreme liberal leftists, the truth of me. So I'm saying, right, I ain't afraid to tell you the truth. Because I love you proper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like anybody do. Like you see a kid back stepping out in the street, get ran over, fuck it, you grab him back quick. Do you know what I'm saying? You tell him sternly, whoa, listen to me. For your own good, you gotta listen. And that's okay. I wish you all well, all of you. I hope you take on board this truth, because it's the deepest truth and I'm telling you it. Like I say, Muhammad was also not only the Antichrist, he was also the Pied Piper. And anybody who follows his depraved tune, right, follow him straight to hell, man. The deepest depths of it. Do you know what I'm saying? You're walking towards the edge of a cliff, and I'm shouting at you. Don't wake up, open your eyes and see what it is that you're worshipping and why you ended up worshipping it. Why you're scared not to. Because it all goes back to the time of him, when he was doing the evil that he did. See what I'm saying? And his evil's still praying out now. You want to help him? Come away from it. Come away from it, renounce it, boom. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the quicker that his evil is purified out of this world, the better. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's better for you, better for everybody. Better for all life. Do you know what I'm saying? God bless you with the truth. Like I say, you don't have to go to church to know Jesus Christ. Okay? The realest people who know Jesus Christ have been through what I've been through. True suffering without blaming anybody else for it. Accepting responsibility. Going through the dark nights of the soul repetitively. And warm. Screaming out from the essence. Not been to church for like fucking 20 years. I was 25 when I was in the solitary confinement in Lincoln prison. And warm. Cried out, man. I've not slept for nights and everything. I've offered drugs, legal and legal ones. Whilst I was down there, I didn't take him, went through the darkest nights of the soul, purified myself, and when at the point of complete, absolute suffering and anxiety, and what I seen then as madness at the time, that's how it felt to me. Scared of losing my mind the next minute. I lost my mind, the bullshit mind. I made essence, my life essence, cried out, warm. And Jesus, Holy Spirit came into me and showed me, okay? All right? Anyway, listen, that's that. I wish you all the best. God bless you all.